Welcome to another Standard Monday. Today we're going to be taking a look at Blastoise. So Blastoise was a deck that was incredibly dominant during its time up until, I guess, Worlds 2013, although it continued to see a little bit of play after that. But I think that was really when it was its most dominant, and then it's kind of, fallen off a little bit. And then this card, Archie's Ace in the Hole, got printed, allowing you to potentially skip the whole Squirtle and Wartortle thing, go right to a Blastoise, and draw 5 cards. Since then, the deck's seen a little bit of play here and there. I know it's won some events, it's done well. It's gotten some hype recently, I think, since the introduction of things like Trainer's Mail and Shaman. And yeah, we're going to take a look at it. I think this deck's pretty cool. I love Blastoise. It was one of my favorite decks. It got a little boring to play against because it was so absolutely powerful, but this puts a new spin on it, and as you can see, we have about what you'd expect. We got 4 Acrobikes, we've got 4 compressors, a computer search, 4 superior energy retrievals, all what you'd expect. We want to get through our deck, hit the right cards, discard the right cards, etc. We've got a single copy of Town Map, 4 Trainer's Mails, 4 Ultra Balls, 4 Versus Seekers, and 2 Archie's Ace in the Hole. Town Map is good for finding the things you need. Trainer's Mail digs you pretty deep. Ultra Ball allows you to search out Pokemon and discard cards. Versus Seeker is essential to the Archie's plan. Looking at our supporters, we've got 3 Juniper. Can't afford to discard everything. 1 Ann and 1 Lysander. These are kind of low numbers, but again, we do have 4 Versus Seeker to back it up. We also have a Rough Seas and 3 Floatstone. I've considered going 2 Floatstone, 12 Water, just because I really value having water energy, but Floatstone's a card you can drop to make your Archies better, and it's great on, your Keldeo and all of your other starters. Speaking of Pokemon, we've got 3 Keldeo. Well, let's actually back up. We've got 2 Blastoise. It's the main kind of engine of the deck. Deluge lets you attach as many water energy as you'd like, just like the old Rain Dance ability on base set Blastoise, and on a lot of cards since then. And like I said, we got Keldeo AX, your main attacker, Secret Sword doing 50 plus 20 for each water, and the ability Rush In, allowing you to promote Keldeo from your bench without retreating. With 11 water in here, Keldeo can do tons of damage. Deluge makes so that you can skip the 1 attachment per turn clause and just kind of go crazy. A Mewtwo is nice for times when Keldeo just won't do it. It's good versus Lucario EXs, and it's good versus just times where you need a different attacker. Maybe you're playing against Genesect deck and you don't want your Keldeo to be immediately knocked out, things like that. We have 2 Jirachi EX, which is probably the strangest thing about this list, but it makes sense when you consider that you're going to need 2 Stellar Guidance more often for Archies. So just the ability to, Ultra Ball your hand down to 0, find a Jirachi, go to Archie's. It's just something that's going to happen, and you need to have the 2 Jirachi to necessitate that as often as possible. We've got a pair of 2s over here as well with 2 Execute. The best card in the game for being able to manipulate your discard, so it's obvious that you'd want it with Archie's, and 2 Shaman, which kind of replaces Bicycle and a couple of those other cards in the deck list before Shaman. Allows you to refill up back to 6. If you need to, can do a little bit of damage in return to your hand, draws you a bunch of cards, best draw engine in the game. So yeah, that's the deck. We're looking to get a turn 1 Archies into a Blastoise, put a bunch of energy on a Keldeo, and roll from there. We have some other options, and you can attach from hand, even though it's a slow way to go. As you can see, we don't have the option of playing Blastoise, so we have to play it via an Archies, and the important thing to remember about Archies is that you need to have 0 cards in your hand. So Archies plays are really easy to mess up. I know I've messed them up before. I've seen it happen on stream. I've seen it happen with my friends. Everyone does it. It takes a lot of mental calculation to be able to get your hand to a point where you can play Archies, especially when you consider things like Ultra Ball that discards and, Execute getting back to discard, Shaman going up to 6, etc., etc. So this is definitely the hardest part of the deck, but I think with a little bit of practice, it's not too difficult. So we're going to go ahead and hop into a standard tournament. I'll see you in round 1. Hey everybody, Kenny Wisdom here, back for round 1. We're going second. Our opponent mulligans, showing us a Dragonite and a bunch of different energy. We're going to start with a Keldeo. Our hand's perfectly fine. I mean, we've got 2 Keldeo to start. We've got an Acrobike, a Juniper that can discard 2 water or 3 if we don't attach, which is fine for superior energy retrieval. Oh, we're going first actually. Okay, so Acrobike. We'll take a Jirachi. And then I don't think we have a way to Archies here. Rough Seas. We can... Yeah, I just think we want to discard this because we want the Archies and the water in the discard. So I don't see much of a reason not to. I'll Compressor. Gonna go for Blastoise, Eggs, and Archies if those are in the deck. Oops. Don't want to discard that. Just going like this. Trainer's Mail. We'll take a Versus Seeker. And I think we're just going to end the turn. So we have all the stuff that we want in the discard pile now. We could draw something like Ultra Ball. So we need to draw a discard outlet to be able to Archie's next turn, of course. But I'm not sure what options those are. Taking a look at our opponent's deck, looks like he's playing fairies and dragon types. Let's go ahead and Acrobike. Take a Floatstone, sounds fine to me. Attach, and then I don't... Again, not sure. I don't think there's a way we can get an Archie's this turn. Don't want to end our opponent as they played no cards. So let's just go ahead and Juniper. Alright, let's Acrobike. We'll take a Versus Seeker. And just go ahead and end the turn. Next turn, we'll have 8 cards in hand. We can drop the Mewtwo down to 7. We can play Superior down to 6, dropping the 2 waters into 5 and 4. And then we can computer search what we draw and the Battle Compressor to Archie's. If that's right. So this, yep. Alright, so... Oh no, because we'll get energy back with the Superior. Alright, so how do we do this most efficiently? Let's attach here for 1. How many energy are in the discard pile even? We've got the full 4 in there. So we can go like this. So we can discard like this. We'll get 4 water back. Can computer search 2 of the water for an Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball. 2 of the water. Find nothing. Battle Compressor. 1 water. Versus Seeker. Archies, return Blastoise. And now we are cooking. Let's just go ahead and go like... Actually, whoops, we can use eggs. So as you saw there, definitely times where you have to think through some of your Archie's lines. I'd like to propagation, but I don't know what's actually happening. It's not letting me propagate. I guess this is probably part of the discard pile error where it's showing me the discard pile now. Thankfully, I'm also not inactive. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to accept our fate and just get a bunch of water. Sorry about that. Definitely should have been able to get back the egg, but I don't know why it wasn't letting me. I have to submit a bug report. Anyway, as I was saying, really important to kind of figure out your Archie's lines. They probably come easier to some people than they do to me. I haven't played the deck too much, but I have focused on being able to find those right combinations. So the faster you can get with those, the better. You know, this deck's, you're going to take a lot of time doing that, and you're going to, you know, one mistake as far as grabbing a card, especially online, is going to hurt you there. So definitely good to, if you plan on playing this deck, you know, goldfish it a bunch, see, you know, what different combinations, number of cards. I'm sure there's a lot of math that people have done that I'm not aware of as to what are the optimal choices. So we're doing 7. Alright, boom. Let's just go ahead. Take out this Hydreigon. And it should be pretty smooth sailing from here. Our opponent is not doing a whole lot, not putting any pressure on us really. We took out their EX they were building energy into. They do have the basic Xerneas to try and build something up, but I'm not too worried. A Keldeo with 7 energy is pretty hard to beat. So yeah, deck's really interesting. I mean, sometimes these Archie's decks can just go off. Oh, we ended up winning the match. Sometimes these decks can go off and kind of be pretty boring. You know, being able to cheat something like a Blastoise into play is pretty broken, but it does take a significant amount of work. You know, you're playing a lot of discard outlets. You're playing things like 2 Execute, and you know you need to definitely not mess up the cards at all to make it work. And I didn't that time, so I'll see you in round 2. Hey guys, Kenny Wisdom here, back for round 2. I would love to go first. Don't love the start, however. Gonna open with Mewtwo. And then drop either one of these guys. Makes more sense after my draw step. Well. I guess we're just gonna go attach Jirachi. Wow, there's no Archies. Well, in that case, okay, well, in this case, we're going to have to get aggressive, so I'm going to take the N. And then I'll just slam the N and see what happens. Town map. 2 Archies right there. Acrobike. I'll take the Versus Seeker. Oh, goodness. Alright, Battle Compressor is gonna have to go water. Blastoise. Actually, I guess I should find egg. and then a supporter. So let's take a Juniper I saw back here. Gotta make my opponent believe that I have the third Archies. These compressors might reveal it, but gotta at least not admit that, because I can take prizes as we saw last game. No reason to admit defeat at this juncture, but I will need to draw out of this. Okay, so this the second Blastoise. Surprised as well? No, I guess I must have just missed it. So this will be an interesting occurrence. I haven't had this happen in testing yet, but oh, there it is. My mind tells me that I need to find a Keldeo or get aggressive with this Mewtwo. Don't feel like attaching anything else. We'll just pass the turn back. At least this guy is weak to me, but I'm also weak to him, of course. So, not a great start, but we can get over it. The town map was nice for letting us select which prizes, although I always draw these ones first, so I guess I would have drawn the Archie first no matter what, which would have been pretty lucky. No energy is nice. I guess we'll take the Juniper. Attach to this, and then Juniper. Second water is nice. Let's... Hey, it's letting us propagate now. Nice. Have to do it from this menu, but that's fine. Ultra Ball. Take the one Keldeo left in our deck. Floatstone it up. Acrobike. We'll find a Shaman. We'll play a Shaman. Alright. So, we're going to take some damage here. This is also an interesting position because I'm not sure how many cards I really play out to try and take prizes, or if I should, kind of conserve some of those resources for being able to Archies once I do get the Archie. My gut says that I can just kind of play resources and not worry about it too much. Probably overthinking it, but definitely something to stay aware of. Opponent going all in on that Suicune, it seems like, and also having a terrible start, which is really nice for us because it means that we're going to surprise him with a Blastoise. Actually, so is there any way we can do anything else? No, I guess we just want to have the information from our draw step. So let's just X-Ball, and I'll take the card that we can for sure play, as well as the Archies. Shouldn't need the second one. Might have been wise too, but if we need to, I can always knock out this Skarmory. Does our opponent have the third energy? They do, so they've got a little bit of a clock on us. Alright, so let's go ahead and attach here. We can drop this Keldeo. We can Superior. Discarding these two, get back 2 water. Discard those, that doesn't work. Alright, so Superior, discarding Archies. And one other card, so Archies and Acrobike. Get back 2 water, Ultra Ball 2 water away, Trainer's Mail for nothing. We still have 2 VS Seeker in our hand. So Archies, like this. We can still do that play, we just have to hope we can play whatever we hit off Acrobike. Yeah, we have to take both of them. Ultra Ball. Although I guess we should do this first. Yeah, take. I would like to select a Rough Seas. Thank you. And we can play Rough Seas, Ultra Ball, these two away, find nothing, Archies. Alright. Archies for a Blastoise, draw 5. We're going to not be able to knock out this. Actually, we have a bunch of water in here, right? Well, I'm not sure. Looks like we're going to have to... Oh, we can't propagate either now. Wonderful. Yeah, okay. That was a pretty big waste. Because I did, so just as everyone's aware, I did that because I couldn't look at my discard pile, so I had to find some way of doing it. Although actually, I think I misclicked. I could have done that in a slightly different way. And oh, I can't use Rough Seas. So she's doing 70. Let's go ahead and rush in. And pass the turn back. So that was a really weird turn. Not being able to see my discard pile is a pretty big frustration. I should have discarded the... Actually, I shouldn't have. I should have just paid more attention and not superiored there. But we should be okay. Our opponent's not drawing much. We can attack him with... We can attack the Suicune with the Blastoise next turn. And after that, we should have a pretty clean route to victory. Sorry for the lack of entertainment through the past few turns. Definitely been something I had to think about a little bit. Let's go ahead and versus Seeker for an N. Don't want to deck myself. We can computer search like this. Well, actually, I guess... No, that's fine. That's fine. Alright, we still can't use propagate. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're gonna Rough Seas. This has been a pretty frustrating last few turns, not being able to steer a discard pile or use propagate, but I'm not too concerned. The original intention with the computer switch was to just get a bunch of energy online. We only have 7 cards left in our deck. We're not going to be junipering anything anytime soon. And I just wanted to discard those 2, thin our deck out a bit, get a water, and then superior the 2 eggs out for as much water and attachment to everything. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen now because we can't use this. And we're just going to have to take the Knockout Hair, take the Archies in case anything happens to this Blastoise. And then with whatever our next draw step is, we'll be able to superior and get a bunch of water back, slap them onto a Keldeo, and hopefully take the game from there. opponent's going to be doing 40 this turn. Even with a Muscle Band, couldn't knock us out. Even with Muscle Band, Verbank Laser, they couldn't knock us out. Let's go ahead and retreat here. For a bunch of energy. Actually, well, we should be... Oh, no, he's quick to Fairy, okay. Build up this Keldeo. Heal up. Secret Sword, not getting the knockout. Could attack with the Mewtwo, but don't want to risk the prizes. Although that would have given me the knockout, so maybe I just should have, but I think we're okay either way. Basically, my thought was that I don't think we have any more superiors left, and if the Mewtwo gets knocked out, there goes all of our energy, and the Keldeo was protecting the energy a little bit more. Although 130 is not pretty, but we do get to Rough Seas and attack, taking Keldeo and Trainer's Mail. With 4 cards left in our deck, I don't think we want a Battle Compressor. I don't think we're going to need any of the cards, hopefully, but if something does go wrong, it seems like a redundant Keldeo and a Trainer's Mail to maybe find us something left is the best call. Ooh, does our opponent have something to boost their damage a bit? If they do, it's going to be pretty unfortunate for us. Nope, just 60. Alright, so... now... we get to heal... Actually, I won't drop the floats, I'll just wait. So we're going to be able to... Actually, maybe I should... No, I can't... Oh, no, well... Alright, let's just do this. Rush in. Retreat here. I've already used Rough Seas. X-Ball for 80. Set our opponent up for the KO next turn unless they can KO the Keldeo, which with a lot of cards in their hand, maybe they can, but if they can't do exactly that, we win the game, and if they have another way of stalling, we can get another activation of Rough Seas. Getting a Squirtle, and the Kangaskhan, probably just thinning their deck out. It seems a little bit too late for those guys. Yeah, and it seems like our opponent's just going through the motions. Unless they have a Pokemon catcher. But something tells me they do not. So just going to be able to send up the Keldeo, Rough Seas, I guess, just in case there's something I'm forgetting. And attack for the knockout and the game. So that was a little bit of an unorthodox turn, or game with the deck, rather. Ooh, another mystery box, nice. You know, we prized both of our Archies, one of our Blastoise, 2 of our Keldeo. We couldn't see our discard pile, we couldn't egg for multiple turns, so luckily our opponent drew nothing, and once we were able to get set up, we were able to take the game, and I'll see you in the finals. Hey everybody, Kenny Wisdom here, back for the finals of this Pokemon trading card game online tournament. Looks like we'll be going second. And our opponent shows up a Gengar, Spirit Link, and a bunch of Psychic Energy. And a Robo Sub. Alright, so it looks like they're just playing Gengar. We're going to start with this egg. Although, do we play the Shaman if they have laser? I don't. Oh, goodness. Nah, we'll risk it. We'll risk it. Let's hope they don't have the Latios or laser Verbank. Oh, they didn't. All right. Beautiful. Let's play town map. Nothing too relevant prized. Acrobike. We'll take the battle compressor. We'll battle compressor away Archie's egg. Blastoise. We'll Ultra Ball like this for a Keldeo. Play the Keldeo. Play the Shaman. Drop this. So we do have 3 water in the discard. So yeah, we wouldn't be able to do much with that. So let's just go ahead and Juniper. Trainer's Mail, we'll find a Floatstone Acrobike. We'll take a Trainer's Mail. Trainer's Mail, we'll find an Acrobike. Acrobike, let's take. So if we go, we have 1, 2, whoops. Let's take Jirachi. I'll pass the turn back. This sets us up for Archie's Blastoise next turn. Because we do have the second Archie's in the deck. So we can go. We have 6 cards in our hand now. We'll draw a 7th. We'll discard. Actually, I guess Superior messes things up a little bit here. How many energy do we have? I think we have 3. So we will Superior like this. Superior like this. Get 3 back. Superior again. Have 5, 4, 3. Huh. Yeah, I don't think we can actually do it. By playing the Mewtwo. Actually, let's see. So we have Superior, Water, and Lysander. We discard those, get 3 water back, attach 1. Oh no, we still have the Blastoise in hand, though. So attach like this. Get 3 back. Now we'll still have 1 card in hand. Alright, so let's go ahead. Oh, we actually have 4 as well. And go ahead and pass the turn back. So we couldn't get the Archies on the first couple turns, but we do have the Keldeo that's set up to just attack next turn. Start taking some prizes. We have a bunch of energy that can be freely discarded in hand. If we do draw a discard out, let's just Ultra Ball. And we have the Jirachi to find the remaining Archies. So this might just be a game where Escape Rope. This is fine. Not too concerned about that. Let's attach. We just drew another energy. rush in, check for the knockout. We're going to take a bunch of damage here. Looks like 90 after poison. Ooh. We're asleep too, that can't be good. Might be time to fire off this Archie just to find a supporter. Although we did wake up, so that's a start. Ultra Ball. These two away. For a Shaman. Well. That didn't work out as we planned. Let's just rush in and pass the turn back. Opponent with 3 cards in hand, so we're not doing too badly here. The Robo Sub does hurt us, though. It's possible that I've misplayed these past few turns. It's kind of a lot to think about when you've got Archie plays and you have to think about poison damage from a Gengar and switching and stuff, so none of the matchup I've faced before, so definitely possible that I made a mistake or two, and no retreat. Interesting. So let's just attach here. Rush in. Actually, maybe we just... Yeah, I think we just have to wait on this until this one can actually attack. Opponent drawing the 3rd card. Hopefully they just pass again. Looks like they're tanking for a bit, so could be anything. Could be they don't have anything they can do, but they're just trying to recount their options. Could be they have a bunch of options. They're trying to figure out which one's the best one. It's also counting my clock now, so that means they've passed and the program hasn't caught up yet. As you can see down here. Another one of the bugs I encounter almost every time I play, it feels like. Trainer's mail. We'll take... Actually, is it better just at the computer search? Play the computer search to discard a bunch of stuff? Probably. Well, let's just go on the Rough Seas plan because that card seems really good for us. And then let's discard like this to get 2 water back. Attach here. Rush in. Secret Sword for the knockout. I'll take a Juniper just because Gengar is weak to dark. Right, okay. That's fine. I will use this attack versus Seeker. Or sorry, not that attack. I'll activate Rough Seas. That's what I meant to say. Rush in. Deal a solid 110 and see where our opponent has left in the gas tank. Just the 4 cards in hand. Hasn't played anything in the past few turns. Let's hope he bricks again. Oh, an N. Alright, so now this changes the total dynamic of the game if our opponent draws anything here. Wow, and Verbank is actually an insane draw. But I think we're still good to just be on this Lysander plan. Let's rush in to save some damage. Secret Sword, take water versus Seeker, just up the amount of damage, and let's see what our opponent drew. If it's nothing, the game is ours. However, drawing 6 off the end, yeah, they have something to play there. Ooh, laser, that's not good. Let's just rush in versus Seeker for Lysander. And get some damage started. If our opponent has nothing, they're gonna lose to my other Keldeo. Because we do have one with the float stone on the bench, either way. And let's see what happens. Definitely not going to claim that I played my best this game. I don't remember anything particularly that I did wrong, but I'm sure there were some decisions that I just made terribly. Definitely, like I said, haven't played this matchup before. The deck can get a little bit tricky, but whoops, let's undo that. Actually, we're fine to attach here. Yeah. Juniper. Computer search like this. Do we have? No, those are the remaining 2 cards. Okay. No, I guess I'll just take the water. And I'll attack like this. Hopefully, opponent has nothing. We have the N if this game goes a few more turns. There's the N of our opponent's own. Another one of these Gallades. And no options, so let's just attack this one and pass the turn back. No reason to expose our higher damage Keldeo. If our opponent can't retreat this turn, it should be game either way, and if they can, it's going to be pretty tough for us to win. So, let's see what the verdict is. Building up the second, ooh, that doesn't actually matter since we have the rush in here. Gengar Spirit Link, yeah, so looks like that's all she wrote. Let's go ahead and Secret Sword for the victory. So, a handful of interesting matches there. Game 1, oh, I thought we were going to complete the 3 mystery box trifecta. Game 1 went well, went in our favor. We got an early Archies and did it. Game 2 had the Archie's prize, had some weird situations, but overall our opponent didn't draw very well and we did it. And then this game was kind of weird, kind of a slow game. Didn't really have much going on either side, and we were down a bunch at first, managed to crawl back into it, and then really just hung on by a thread. Definitely could have played better in that third game, could have been more conservative on resources, and I should have still been thinking about ways to Archies during the mid and late game, but we did win the tournament. I think the deck's really cool. I think that it's a deck people should consider for Worlds, but I'm not actually sure if they will, just because, as you saw, the deck can be pretty tricky. You prize key cards, and it's going to be pretty hard for you to win. But this has been Standard Monday, and let me know what you want to see on this week's episode of Expanded Friday and next week's Standard Monday. Thank you for watching.